NBA is our next stop with the big man, Big Perk, and Bobby Marks. And let's play a game of contender kryptonite, guys. Big Perk, Lakers looked ridiculously good on Sunday against OKC. So what is their kryptonite? What is the Achilles heel of the LA Lakers?
Well, the Achilles heel of Green is like my weight. Their defense is up and down, right? And when you think about the Lakers, yes, they're going to be able to get a shot up and down every time down the floor because they have the playmakers in Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves. But defensively, they have been up and down since Luka has put on the Laker uniform. That is going to be their kryptonite.
Bobby, how about Denver? What's their kryptonite?
Well, Greeny, I think besides the health of Jamal Murray, I think it certainly starts with transition D and then the inability to get stops on the defensive end. Greeny, 22nd in defensive efficiency since the All-Star break, 11 and 13. They're fourth right now in the West. They could be eighth by next week.
The Nuggets could easily wind up in the play-in. Windy made that point too. Perk, how about the Warriors? What's Golden State's kryptonite?
Well, look, Greeny, I trust Jimmy Butler, I trust Steph Curry, I trust Draymond Green. Now, when the lights are bright, when it comes postseason, I'm looking at the others. Moses Moody, Podziemski, Jonathan Kuminga. Are they going to be able to produce in the postseason like we've been seeing them produce in the second part of the season?
So I know what you're asking me. You're saying, hey, Greeny, what's at stake in this final week of the NBA season? Well, in the Western Conference, the answer is everything. Look at these West standings. The Lakers are right now fairly secure in that 3 spot. There are 5 teams that have the same number of losses, 4 teams that have the exact same record. Golden State's in that 4-way tie between 5 and 8. As Bobby mentioned, the Nuggets, they have the same number of losses as all those teams. They could easily wind up in the play-in. But I want to focus in on the Lakers for a minute because, Big Perk, I will confess, they went into OKC on Sunday afternoon, and that was about as impressive a performance as we've seen from them and from pretty much anybody so far. So we sometimes will say bad game or bad sign. Was this such a good game, or was it a good sign? Was this an indication that the Lakers, if they're capable of that, are capable of doing something really special in the next 8 weeks?
Well, I think, Greeny, it was a warning shot to the Oklahoma City Thunder to tell them, hey, listen, we're here, and when we step on the floor, you have to lace them up and be prepared to go to war. Do I think the Lakers could beat them in a 7-game series? No, I don't, Greeny. I don't think the Lakers could shoot 55% from the three-point line on a consistent basis, although they are top 10. But again, it comes down to the consistency for the defensive end for the Los Angeles Lakers. And the one thing we do know about the Thunder is that they play defense at a high level. This was out of character for them. And sometimes it happens when you get those early afternoon games. It's the team that punches first. I thought this game right here just meant a lot more to the Los Angeles Lakers. I thought the Thunder dropped their guards, and I will be looking forward to this game tonight because the Thunder will get their lick back.
Yeah, we'll see if any of the Lakers play. They released an injury report, and pretty much everybody of consequence was on it. And they play tomorrow night at Dallas. That's the Luka return game that we'll have on ESPN. So we'll see what winds up happening tonight. But, Bobby, same thing. The odds moved on the Lakers substantially to win the West after the performance on Sunday. Was that just a good day, or was that a good sign?
Well, I think it's a little bit of both. I usually don't get caught up in the last week of the season, especially with a Thunder team that's got the #1 seed. The one thing, Greeny, that kind of stood out for me was the size of the Lakers on the perimeter. When you look at Dorian Finney-Smith and certainly LeBron and Luka and Jarrett Vanderbilt, when Oklahoma City rolled out that small ball lineup, when you have Cason Wallace out there and Lou Dort, the size of that Lakers lineup there. And I'm interested, maybe Oklahoma City, if they do meet them down the road, if you do go big with Holmgren and Isaiah Hartenstein. So I think a little bit of both there, but I'm not ready to say that the Lakers are ready to, be the #1 seed in the, #1 team in the Western Conference.
How about it, Big Perk? We don't know what the matchups are going to be. Literally almost any combination is possible at this point beyond what's going to be at 1 and what's going to be at 2. Which of the big teams outside of those two do you like the most? Which the Lakers, the Warriors, the Nuggets, some of the others. Which one do you like the most going into the playoffs?
So, Greeny, I think the Warriors are the second best team in the Western Conference, to be honest with you. But my sleeper in the Western Conference is the Los Angeles Clippers.
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard just won a Western Conference Player of the Week. Kawhi Leonard Jordan, Green, I remember calling them that the first time I ever debuted on the Get Up back 5 years ago. James Harden playing at an all-star level. Norman Powell playing at an all-star level. They have one of the best coaches in the game. And here's the last thing. Look at the others. Zubac is averaging 16 and 12. You have a veteran in Nicholas Batum that knows how to be a star in this role. And then the athleticism of Derrick Jones Jr., who, by the way, was a key piece for the Dallas Mavericks making it to the NBA Finals last year.
I've got so many people telling me watch the Clippers as we head into next week. If Kawhi can stay healthy, guys, stay close. We'll do more.
They were down by 12, but the Gators are back on top with 46.5 to go. Lost the dribble. He's got to pick it up. Condon secures it, and Florida found a way. The Florida Gators are the national champions once again. The confetti, orange and blue, fills the air in the Alamo Dome.
Feeling just surreal. It's a crazy feeling, and I honestly can't even explain it, but it feels good, though.
A confounding and startling finish leading to a national championship for Florida last night. And here are some ways in which this NCAA tournament was historic. The SEC got 14 teams into the field, most ever for a conference. Obviously, one of them winds up winning the championship. It was the second time all 4 1 seeds made it into the Final Four. And Florida stands alone at the end, the first SEC team to win since Kentucky in 2012. And so we've had Seth and Jay Will with us live all morning long from San Antonio. We went into the little picture earlier. If you're just joining us, we dove deeply into the end of the game and some of the strategy and all the. I want to go bigger picture here. Seth, as one who's been around it a really long time, I'm interested to hear your perspective. Steve Lapis said something during one of the games that I agreed with, where he said, watching it, he said, this feels like an NBA game being played with college rules. I thought the quality, generally speaking, the level of play in the NCAA tournament this year was as high as I can remember it being in a very long time, maybe all the way back to when Jay was playing and the stars would stay in the sport for 2, 3, 4 seasons. I feel like there are people who are bemoaning the end of the Cinderellas, but the reality is, if what you're looking for is outstanding, high-level basketball, I think we got it as much as I can remember it in a very long time. If this is the new reality of college basketball, at least as a fan, I'll take it. What were your thoughts, big picture, on what felt like the beginning of something new, Uncle Seth?
This is the future of college basketball, and it has to do with the portal, and it has to do with NIL. NIL keeps guys in college, and the portal puts the best players in the best programs, the programs with the greatest resources. And that's just the way it is. And you look what's happening in the transfer portal right now. All the best mid-major players, they're ending up at high-major teams. All of a sudden, all these teams, they're not playing with freshmen anymore. They're playing with juniors and seniors and fifth-year guys. So you're seeing good on good. And this is the future of the game. And you looked at the SEC, for example, 14 teams in the tournament. You talk about 7 teams in the Sweet 16, 4 in the Elite 8. So the future of college basketball, whether you like it or not, all right,